Hey everybody, Crow back again talking about another game that I got through Limited Run Games. So usually when Limited Run Games puts out an email or message or something like that that says, hey, we're going to be releasing these games on this date, I look up the games, and if they look remotely interesting, I will go ahead and buy them. And Curses and Chaos came up, and I looked it up, saw a trailer for it, and I was like, wow, this looks like a kick-ass game. And I only looked at I didn't even look at the whole trailer. I looked at only a couple seconds. I said, yep, this is action-based. I'm getting this. So I get this game in the mail, pop it in, and find out that this game is simple. It's a very simple action game, but it's also really difficult. It's just like, it took me at least 3 hours to get past the first level. And I played about an hour a day. So like on the first day I tried, I couldn't do it. Second day I tried again, couldn't do it. And the third day I kind of learned about enough to finally barely beat the first level. So this game is a single screen action wave-based beat 'em up, kind of, in a way. So you pick one of two characters, and it really doesn't matter which character you pick because all the moves for both characters are the same. It all depends on whether or not you want to see this pixelated chick the whole game, or if you want to see this pixelated muscle dude the whole game. And what happens is the game starts, and there'll be these creatures that just jump onto the screen, and you have various moves at your disposal to take them out. Very simple moves, either a punch, a jump kick, a running, dashing punch, an uppercut, just a variety of moves. And certain moves can be more advantageous to others to taking out certain creatures. But these creatures come on the screen in waves, and each level has 10 waves. And for each wave, you're given a certain amount of time to defeat all the creatures. And if that time runs out, then death comes out on the screen as well, and you can't defeat death. But death will attack you until the level ends when you actually defeat all the rest of the creatures. So I thought that was an interesting twist on it. What's also interesting, and the thing that can kind of help you in this game, is that every time you play the level, all the creatures will appear the same way, in the same position. They will follow the same patterns, so that will help you as well. But it doesn't help that this game is extremely difficult. And I think the item and power-up management is the thing that that kind of detracts from the game in a way, and makes you think about playing the game differently when you start to get into it. Because sure, you could go into the game and beat up these characters and collect the items and never use them. But the problem is that once a creature drops an item and you pick up that item, you'll hold on to that item until another creature drops another item, and then you try to pick up that item, but that actually swaps out the items if you don't use them. So you pretty much have to use the items, otherwise you lose them. Or, to complicate matters, you could call an owl, and the owl will pick up an item that's just laying on the ground. And when you call the owl back, it'll return the item to you to use at a later time. So that's the thing that really complicates things, is that you pretty much, unless you're like a super god expert at these type of games, you need to use the items. But I always find myself fumbling around the buttons, trying to figure out which item I should use, trying to call the owl. I just tend to... Later on, I just kind of forgot all about the owl because it was too much trouble for me to call the owl and everything. And not only that, but the nice thing about the game is that you can earn money in the game, and that when you die, even if you die in the middle of a level, you get to keep all the money and items that you may have picked up, or at least you're holding on to when you die. And then you could sell those items, buy back other items, mix items together to make better items. But the problem is, though, you could still only hold one item, and then once you use it, you use it. It's not like I'm going to mix myself a really kick-ass item and then hold on to that item and get to use that item for the whole level. That's how I would have preferred it. But no, once you use that item's gone, or once you pick up another item, it swaps out for another item. But yeah, it took me a long time to get by the first level. And then I started playing the second level, and it started out pretty easy, but then there's new creatures that keep appearing that are even more difficult to beat. And that's when I kind of gave up on the game, for now anyway. I played it for like 3 days and only got halfway through the second level, and I was like, that's enough for me. But this game is just brutally hard. I think it's like that on purpose. I looked it up on Steam. It's actually got mixed reviews, so this may be the lowest rated game that I've seen that Limited Run Games has produced. But I mean, I still like this game. It's just brutally hard. I mean, it's the type of game where you have to practice it for days and days and days just to get any good at it. And a lot of it is memorization. And I just don't know if I enjoy that type of thing where it's just not reflex based. But no, you know that, oh, this enemy's going to come out at this time. But yeah, learning different methods to attack the other creatures is key, as well as item management. And that's the most difficult part of the game, is item management, I think. The one thing I did think was really clever about the game is that once you start getting really good and you start taking out these enemies fairly quickly, there'll be some times where you're on the screen by yourself with no enemies to attack, and they give you the opportunity to dance. And if you hold down on the D-pad, your character will do a little dance, and you actually can earn extra points by doing that. So I thought that was a little clever little thing they threw in there. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about this game. It is on the PlayStation 4, it's on the Vita, and it's on Steam. On Steam, it's about $10. I presume that it's $10 on the PS4 and Vita as well. I don't know that for sure. But for me, I would say wait for it to be about half price. At $5, I think it's like the perfect game to just pick up and play a little bit and have it kick your ass for a little while. Or if you're an expert at these type of games, sure, $10 might be a great price. Yeah, that's all I want to say. Thanks for watching. See you all next time. Bye.